Hi friends, welcome back to my studio. I'm Christy Hartman. Today we are diving into texture, layering, a bit of artistic unpredictability using two different stencils from pmartiststudio. My Wood Rose stencil and pmartiststudio's Gauze. I'm going to show you how layering paint over a slightly damp first layer, then lifting through the gauze pattern creates fascinating crisscross texture, as well as unexpected results. We'll create several prints today, and yes, I'm also sharing one disaster because sometimes those teach us the most. Let's get started. Originally, when I did this print on my short, I believe I used like a turquoise blue. Today I'm going to use cerulean blue. Well, I really hate to waste this paint that's on this stencil, so I'm going to pull this up, bring it over, flop it over on top of my other plate. This one we're going to let dry for just a minute, and then we'll add the next layer. This print is still slightly damp, but that's what I want. We're going to add our stencil Gauze by pmartiststudio. We're going to lay this down right over the top of that slightly damp paint. Yes, it's going to pull some of it up. That's what we're going for. We're going to add this Lumiere Super Copper, and I've added airbrush medium to mine. Again, a little different colors, paint colors than I used in my short. That's okay, right? Let's pull this up, and if we're lucky, it will have pulled up some of that blue, and it did. Can you see the blue on the back side of this stencil? It's there. I think you can see it there. All right, this has to dry. Now this one, which is super faint, see if I can get this back on here. Now let's go over the top of it as close as we can get. Okay, that's pretty darn close. It's not perfect, but it's okay. Now what color to put over the top of it? I think we're going to go with the same color. I think we'll do cerulean blue, but I'm going to add a little bit more paint to this. This one we're going to let dry just slightly, and then I'll be back, and I'm going to show you what to do if you don't have the gauze stencil, for example. This is still a little wetter than I'd like, but we're going to do this anyway, just because. So we're going to place, this is aqueous effervescence. If you don't have gauze, you won't get that crisscross look to it, but you will get this look, plus it will remove some of the paint. Same color, Super Copper. Okay, let's pull this off. See how much blue it pulled up? Ah, quite a bit. Look at that. Pulled up a lot of that blue. Let's flip this over real quick. And you can see that now aqueous effervescence has taken over. We're going to let that dry. All right, let's add our dark color back in. The first two layers are very translucent, and that's why this works. So let's add, yep, I'm going to be pretty darn close. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want it, I want it to be somewhat close. We're going to go phthalo blue over the top of this because we're bringing back that blue pattern that we had on here at first. And just because I really hate to waste paint, I'm going to pull this stencil off of here, put it onto this clean plate, And I'll bring this back and show it to you in just a minute. Lay this down, go over the top of it. There's some blue on my brayer, but that's okay. That adds to the interest of the piece. Oh yeah, we got a nice transfer. Perfect. And that we'll let dry. And this one, see how that blue just came back? But you can still see, I don't know if you can see that through my plate, but you can still see where the gauze left the pattern that it removed from the wood rose. We'll let this sit and dry. I cannot see the pattern through this one, and it's actually very faint. So we're going to just lay it down. We're going to use this Old Delft Prussian blue on it. We're going to let that be. And I'm going to take this, get this out of the way for just a minute. I'll be back and I'll show you this one in just a second. But I've got this one ready to go. And I want to add this dark blue to this one. And I've already got it on my stencil, so why not use it? That should work. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to use the same color. Okay, let's pull this one off. Set it aside. And that is how that is going to look. It's somewhat subtle. And this one, we might see a little bit of that pattern through that copper, but at any rate, it's going to be a cool print. I'll be back. All right, this one is definitely not dry, but that's what I want. I'm going to put gauze right down over the top of it. It's going to remove some of that blue. And let's add a little of this Quin Nickel Azo Gold. Pull that off. Oh yeah, did exactly what I hoped. You can see how it removed some of the paint and left some of it. We'll be back when this is dry. All right, this one is ready. Let me show you the other side. I'm not sure you can really see that. It's going to show through that copper. We're going to pull it with Quin Nickel Azo Gold, which is what I pulled the original one, the short. Oh my goodness, that is going to be gorgeous. Okay, I think that turned out beautifully. And all of the additional texture from the gauze, you can see that. This one, we're going to add another layer to this. I'm just going to lay the gauze down over the top of it. My stencil is just a little damp still. Let's add this Quin Nickel Azo Gold. Okay, let's pull this up. Oh goodness, yeah, we got a little bit more than I had anticipated. It kind of pulled up chunks of it, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about that. We will let that dry. Okay. Let's use the open teal to pull this print. Oh my goodness. Isn't that going to be beautiful? Okay, we'll be back when it's ready to pull. Okay, well this one ripped a little bit for whatever reason. So just do a little fixing. But there it is. I think it's super cool. I love it. This one, and you know, this is really important, is because when you have something happen that isn't planned, go with it. I mean, it's not to say that this ruined this print. It could make it super cool. And that's what it looks like. This, you know, this is kind of an experiment anyway. Let's use this golden orange lake. Let's look. Let's pull this one with cobalt blue. Oh, that's going to be gorgeous. Look at how pretty that is. Right. Let's pull this print. This was the one that we had a portion of it pull up from, and see, not a problem. I think it turned out beautiful. The copper just kind of took over the entire pattern. I think we're going to put another layer over the top of this, so we're going to overlay something on it. I think we'll use gold. Right, let's lay this down over the top. I'm not worrying about lining it up. We're going to go over the top of this with some blue. I want to bring some of that blue back in. We're going to use Golden Open. We're going to use gauze. We're going to use Phthalo Blue Red shade. And we're just going to pull it immediately. Well, pretty much annihilated that entire thing. Okay, that did not work. Let's put gauze on this. And let's put a piece of deli paper down. Pull this up. And we'll let that dry. We are going to reposition this stencil. I'm going to put a layer of this indigo, and this is Jacquard indigo, and I've added airbrush medium to it. So it's going to be super thin. Okay, let's pull that off. just a hint of blue. Okay, let's let that dry. All right, let's use a little of this Halo Blue Gold. We're going to put it on our 5x7. And this one does not have anything added to it. Frequently I add something to these. I have not to this one. Let's take our 2-inch brayer and just kind of, and I'm just doing a skip coat. And this is going to give me some areas that are light and some areas that are dark. Let's take a look at what we've got here. Yeah, it's just kind of giving it that halo look. Let's pull this one with Titan Buff. That's going to be very interesting. Okay, let's let that sit. We'll pull it when it's ready. Very pretty. I like that one. I think that laying a stencil down on top of wet paint and adding another layer of paint to it makes for a very interesting combination. And I'd love to see your results if you try this technique. So here's the first one that we did, which I think turned out great. I love this one. This one is a little bit of a hot mess. I love the way all of the colors are just kind of grungy, but you still get the impression of that pattern of the wood rose. I really love this one. This one is a complete and total hot mess. I don't think that it's disposable. I don't think that I would throw it away. I'm kind of sad that I lost the color that was in here, but you know what? It'll be a good one to stamp on someday. And this one, which I think is spectacular, and I love all of these light pastel colors that came about by adding that skip coat of the Halo Blue Gold. Thank you for joining me. I hope you learned something today. I hope one of these techniques resonated with you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. You know how I love to hear from you. And I will see you in my next video.